Your diet and training consistency doesn't need to be perfect. People are under the impression that you need to be 100% on top of your training and nutrition to see results. Hitting your macros perfectly and training religiously. And I'd say I'm guilty of perpetuating this belief. When I or other guys and gals in the fitness industry share what's optimal, it can lead people to think it's exactly what's required to achieve any results, and any deviation from 100% nailing your diet and training will result in regression. And that's just not true. What's optimal and what's well enough, they're two separate things. You won't always be able to nail your macros, and there will be periods where you just don't have time to train. Sometimes work demands more of your time, which eats into the time you have to eat well and exercise. This happens. The good news is you actually need to do very little to maintain progress. In fact, as long as you don't actively self-sabotage during those times of stress, you're going to be all good. When my training and diet needs to take a step back, I remind myself that it's the little things that make the biggest difference. The fundamentals: eating protein, controlling my intake, and keeping active. The extra stuff beyond what is necessary often has little added benefits. In fact, with pretty much everything related to nutrition and training, beyond a certain point, we see diminishing returns. Twice as much protein and double the training doesn't equal double the gains. When I'm strapped for time, I won't count my calories or aim to hit a certain amount of protein. Instead, I simply eat protein with each meal and avoid overindulging calories by listening to my body's fullness cues. Once I'm 80% full, I stop eating. With training, I won't have time to do full sessions, so instead I do 20-minute sessions and prioritize the most important exercises of the session, which are usually the first 4 exercises. It's the same for all you who work with me. I put the most important exercises at the start of your sessions. Usually an upper body press and pull movement, and a lower body press and hinge movement or leg curl. This will all be supersetted to death with minimum rest to save time. This type of training is intense, but it does a job and allows me to hit the entire body, and it's super time efficient. Though this approach might not be ideal for you, instead, doing fewer sessions might be more manageable. Decide what you're happy with. Maybe it's just 2 sessions, maybe it's only 1, maybe it's doing the short sessions. Something is better than nothing. 100% consistency will get you from A to B in the fastest possible time, but nobody completely transforms their physique without at least some periods where they can only commit, say, 50%, 50% consistency, which is often enough to keep progressing. Don't be too harsh on yourself when you can't give 100%, as this is super demotivating and can even result in self-sabotaging, which, as mentioned earlier, it's the only thing that's going to prevent you from progressing. You will reach your goal. Just keep moving forwards.